Hashtag Trending would like to thank Meter for their support in bringing you this podcast. Meter delivers a complete networking stack, wired, wireless, and cellular in one integrated solution that's built for performance and scale. You can find them at meter.com/HTT. TikTok users are deleting the app, and creators with millions of followers are questioning the platform's future. Pinterest cuts 15% of its workforce as it bets on AI and a smaller footprint. France drops U.S. video meeting software in favor of a sovereign alternative. And can AI search bring back an iconic internet brand from the 1990s? Welcome to Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. There's a strong signal now that TikTok's U.S. transition is unsettling its audience. In the days following the announcement of its new U.S. joint venture structure, daily TikTok uninstalls jumped about 150%, according to mobile analytics data cited by CNBC. That matters because stopping use is passive. Deleting an app makes a statement. Some of the concern is coming from creators with very large audiences. Dylan Page, known as News Daddy, who has more than 18 million followers, says he's stepping back from posting, citing frustration with moderation and distribution. Aaron Parnas, a political commentator with roughly 4.6 million followers, and V. Spehar of Under the Desk News with about 3.7 million followers, have also publicly described sudden engagement drops and unpredictable reach. Alongside that creator unease, there are growing reports about specific content appearing to be blocked or suppressed. Users have shared screenshots showing that direct messages or posts containing certain terms could not be sent or failed to surface. Reported examples include references to Epstein, content critical of ICE, and any posts critical of Donald Trump. These reports have now reached the political level. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, has said his office is reviewing whether TikTok is censoring or suppressing political content, following complaints and shared evidence from users and creators. TikTok says these incidents were technical errors, pointing to a U.S. data center outage and moderation system glitches, not intentional censorship. But for many users, the pattern, multiple sensitive topics affected at the same time, immediately following a change in ownership structure, is hard to dismiss as a coincidence. So far, TikTok's overall U.S. traffic appears relatively stable, but rising uninstalls, prominent creators openly questioning the platform, and a sitting governor asking whether political content is being filtered all point to the same underlying issue: trust. Among all the apps, TikTok exists because it's a fun place to be. If it stops being that, it may challenge its ability to retain its prominence and its participants. This week, Pinterest said it will cut roughly 15% of its workforce, which translates to around 700 jobs based on previous headcount of about 4,600 employees. Pinterest is a visual discovery service where people save and organize ideas. Think home renovations, recipes, fashion inspiration, travel plans, or even wedding planning. Users pin images to themed collections. It isn't a traditional social network built around conversations or posting updates. It's about intent and planning rather than engagement for engagement's sake. The company says the layoffs will allow it to redirect resources towards artificial intelligence, while also flattening management layers and reducing costs. Pinterest has already been using machine learning for recommendations, visual search, and ad targeting. What's new here is the scale. This is not just about adding AI features. It's a decision to operate as a significantly smaller company, which leads to a question, and that is this an AI growth story or simply a profitability reset? Pinterest has struggled to find momentum in recent years. User growth has been steady but modest, but competition for ad dollars is fierce. Unlike TikTok or Instagram, Pinterest doesn't thrive on endless scrolling. People come with a purpose, they get ideas, and they leave. That's a good user experience, but it's a harder business to scale. Seen through that lens, this looks less like an AI moonshot and more like a structural retrenchment. Fewer employees, more automation, a sharper focus on the parts of the business that reliably make money. Pinterest isn't disappearing, but it's deliberately getting smaller. And whether AI helps it rediscover growth or simply sustain a leaner version of itself is something we'll be watching. The French government says it will replace US-based video conferencing tools with its own sovereign platform, Visio, for use across the public sector. Visio is a French-developed, government-run video meeting service designed to keep data entirely under French and European control. And yes, the name is a little confusing. It echoes Microsoft Visio, a diagramming tool that was once widely used in offices everywhere, but now is just merely a niche tool. But the French government move is part of a growing trend. We've already seen regional governments in Germany move away from Microsoft platforms, and similar concerns raised at the national level in the Netherlands. At the EU level, officials are now studying how Europe could scale open-source software across public administration, with reports suggesting that work will wrap up in under 2 months. That's a pace for Brussels that is absolutely unheard of. For years, U.S. software has been the default across Europe and the rest of the world. Email, collaboration tools, cloud platforms, even as questions around data sovereignty, jurisdiction, and foreign access kept resurfacing. There have been rumblings about some movements towards alternatives, but lately, that's gained a new momentum. France replacing U.S. video meeting software with a homegrown alternative is a small step on its own. But seen in context, it could point to something larger, a growing willingness to actually unwind the dependency on U.S. software. And that could be a commercial threat. We couldn't find clear numbers on how much Europe spends on U.S. software, but on Microsoft operating and productivity software alone, it's billions and billions of dollars annually. So here's a question I didn't expect to be asking in 2026. Could AI search revive Yahoo? This week, Yahoo quietly launched Scout, a new AI-powered search experience. It's clean, modern, and pleasant to use. Scout combines a traditional search index with AI-generated summaries and makes a point of showing links and sources clearly instead of hiding them behind an answer box. Or at least that's what Yahoo says. And on paper, it sounds exactly what people say they want from AI search. Right now, if you actually use it, the differences are actually subtle. It looks nice, it works fine, but there's no obvious aha moment where you say, this is something I couldn't do before. And the context of this matters because Yahoo has become one of the most dramatic arcs in tech history. It was founded in 1994. It became the front door of the internet for millions of people. For a time, Yahoo wasn't just a company name. It was the web itself. Then, after some growth, a long, painful fall. Missed bets on search, social and mobile, leadership churn, and a steady shrinking into a shadow of its former self. Now, here's the frustrating part. Yahoo didn't lack ideas or creativity. It had email before Gmail mattered. It bought Tumblr before there was Facebook. It built content networks, finance tools, and communities people genuinely loved. The problem was execution. Over and over again, Yahoo would spot the future early and then fail to deliver on the promise. Scout, at least today, feels like it's once again sitting on that fault line. What Yahoo has launched is a clean, credible search page. What it hasn't yet shown is clear AI-driven value that changes how you work, learn, think, or how you decide something faster than before. Or maybe just have an incredibly creative experience like the old days of Yahoo. And maybe that comes next. Maybe Scout grows into something genuinely distinctive as features roll out. Or maybe this becomes yet another example of Yahoo being thoughtful, creative, and then ultimately forgettable. You might have heard it from my tone. Part of me hopes this works. For those of you who are not old enough to remember Yahoo, seeing it on your screen and hearing that Yahoo, it was a part of the internet experience I grew up with. And frankly, this internet with its rage addiction, with its rage posting, could use a little of the old Yahoo again. Irreverent, creative, willing to take risks, but a place where you could have some fun. And that's our show. Once again, we'd like to thank Meter for their support in bringing you this podcast. Meter delivers full-stack networking infrastructure, wired, wireless, and cellular to leading enterprises. Working with their partners, Meter designs, deploys, and manages everything to get performant, reliable, and secure connectivity in a space. They design the hardware, the firmware, build the software, manage deployments, and even run support. It's a single integrated solution that scales from branch offices, warehouses, to large campuses, all the way to data centers. Book a demo at meter.com/HTT. That's METER.com/HTT. I'm your host, Jim Love. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Yahoo!